this week, oh actually last week technically, I had my delivery of the new React Visionaries toys from Super7. I don't know if they've been delivered yet in the UK or not. Super7 actually have so their headquarters is in San Francisco, and they have a warehouse facility. Actually, it's only about 20-30 minute drive from where I live. So I purchased 2 of each of the figures, one lot to keep boxed and one lot to open up. So in this video, we're going to have a quick look through, and this is the first video that Steve and I are doing together as a stream. So we'll see how that goes. So obviously there are Leoric and Darkstorm were the 2 characters released as wave 1. They should hopefully have some other waves. I did find, at least on this Leoric, the card is a little bent when it came through in the post. The second one is a bit more minty. Steve hasn't seen these obviously in person, just had a couple of pictures of these.
If you can just twist Darkstorm a little bit, because you've got a lot of reflection coming through there, then that helped me. Because I haven't seen them, because like you say, they're not actually out in the UK. There's only a couple of UK stockists, which is very limited for it at the moment. I know there are some others who are looking to import them to get them in soon as well, but we'll have to see. So it's nice to actually get a chance to see them.
So I did, what I'll do, not Leoric, I'll brought out the, this is the original US carded Darkstorm. Steve has the European or Canadian carded version, and this is the Super7 one. So if I line it up at the top, you can see that it's basically the same design with the angles on the top. What's actually quite nice is that for the Darkling Lords, they've done the gold border, whereas the originals were all just silver.
It's interesting that they've dropped the Knights of the Magical Light subtitle from it as well.
You say they've dropped the Knights of the Magical Light subline part. It does mention it on the back. They haven't got the Mercury hologram. And the main thing which I noticed, the Darkstorm, is his hologram image on the cover is absolutely nothing like the original.
When they first showed it off, it's the thing that one of the first things that I noticed after the toy was that it's just wrong. But it's a modern version, so they've tried to make it more of it looks like a fish. They've kept some of the design in terms of like the eyebrow kind of ridge area on the orbital socket and the mouth being open, but it looks more like a fish kind of teeth,
and then like a dragon style.
The whiskers through.
It's
the mollusk.
Oh, yeah,
sorry, not the mollusk. Sorry, it's the
it's the K, isn't it? Or is it the mollusk? No, it would be the mollusk. Yeah, it should be the mollusk.
It's the animal total.
It's the mollusk. So yeah,
which was kind of longer. But then even the original one that didn't really tie up with the character model designs that they use for the cartoon and things. So,
but if we go down like the rest of the design, obviously, it's kind of a more static pose compared to the original one, but probably more realistic. I mean, the original one is more of a concept art in their head, isn't it? The mask wasn't really in that style.
It's the earlier one, same as the shoulders, and then the extended, the larger bits coming around.
So kind of
more early concept.
The naming parts of the still Darkstorm, Darkling Lords, they've lost the dragon emblem on the front. They do have it on the back, and now it's rounder coming through. And then the figure, obviously, there's nothing to sort of talk about what comes with it, or the hologram part. The figure, if I try to get it without the reflections, comes with extra accessories. So one of the things that Super7 have done is they've added, and we'll get this out later on, they've added a backpack to all of the characters. I don't know. I'm assuming that the standards clip into them.
Yeah, they'll slide through because it's more cartoon accurate. So it's more like that, the design to the cartoon, and like they were going, I think they were going to do that originally. You think of some of the early toy concepts that they had through as well.
The hologram on the staff doesn't have the dragon. It is just the decay monster.
It's clearer though, isn't it?
On the front.
It looks like.
Yeah, you can't see it at first when you get it into an angle. Yeah, it's like obviously just new design, looks quite nice. And then this is the back. So the originals were ages 5 and up. These are ages 14 and up because they're done as collector's editions. Obviously, screenshot from I think it's episode 1. Well, it should be episode 3 actually, wouldn't it be? I think it's Dark Hand of Treachery that image. But the cartoon image for Darkstorm, a cleaner font, not the original Darkstorm or Visionaries font for the logos, and then quite similar. Is it the exact same writing? I haven't actually read it.
Yeah, it's diabolical. Corrupt Lord of Evil is committed to imprisoning the magic of the Spectral Knights for all eternity. Yeah.
Yeah, so exactly the same.
Small molars.
Writing. Yeah. You have the dragon emblem on the back.
Just doesn't have the is the K rhyme.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it doesn't talk about the rhyme, which is strange. Clip and Saves on there the same. Nice and magical light at the top on here for the writing, and then obviously just the 2 characters that have been released so far, and then you've got all of the legal gumph on the bottom. And illustrations by Matt, Brian, Tobin. Could be someone we want to reach out to chat to on the website. So that is Darkstorm. Now I don't have nice. A carded original Leoric with me. We only have the Canadian version. That's with you. Obviously, we also have what Steve's got. The SDCC Leoric. So that would be interesting to do a comparison of this guy versus that. Again, there's going to be a lot of reflection on here, unfortunately. But Leoric, pretty much the same. Again, I don't like the glowing eyes on Leoric on the artwork. It reminds me of that Leoric mask.
Yes, yeah. I guess it's to signify, like he's kind of turning on the magical power. That's why the hologram is starting to light up and you're starting to get like the green magic come out of it. It's probably what they're going for there.
Or just ties into the eyes of the lion. But that part, when it just came through, it just looked like it was an uncompleted thing for me. But the reaction figures are the 3 3/4 inch toys. That's kind of a little bit better. So it would definitely be interesting to compare him to the SDCC toy.
Is it as grey in person as is looking through a camera?
No, it is. It is very pale. The secondary colour isn't anywhere near as strong of the turquoise. So the turquoise on the original is a lot more turquoisey. He's very much blue and kind of like a grey blue. They've lost that second one. And then he's got the owl, obviously the knowledge, and then the lion. The lion hologram isn't that great, to be honest. When I'm looking at my other one in detail, you can't make out any of the features on the face. The owl is pretty nice.
That because the size, though.
I didn't know they do still have the writing on the side.
Oh, yeah.
So it includes the helmet, magical power, backpack, and power staff, as they had on the originals. These are also unpunched. They came direct from Super7 as well.
Head sculpt looks pretty nice as well.
Yeah. Back of the car basically is the same as
Darkstorm. Again, they've got the Spectral Knights totem on there, which is nice.
Yeah.
I wonder why they decided not to publish the
rhymes,
magical rhymes on there, the powers. Space, I guess. The font's just changed because smaller box. So
it is. But you think they could have just shrunk the text down, dropped it on if they wanted to.
Well, the images
but it's still pretty cool seeing the Visionaries logo and stuff on here. And yeah, the molding is nice. I especially like the Darkstorm in the face when you compare it to the original.
I'm going to be interested to see how that looks when you take it out, because from the pictures online, they both looked quite nice in terms of like the kind of animation accuracy. Getting through a camera, and it might be some of the glare. The head looked a little bit straight. It was a little bit more like the original Kravex toy in terms of the head shape. But it'll be interesting to see, especially because we've got some engineering pilots for Darkstorm. We've got a final engineering pilot where there's a couple of smaller mold changes, and then we've got the white prototypes for. We got Darks. We got Darks, haven't we? Yeah, Leoric and Darkstorm, and it's Lexor, isn't it?
The grey ones. Got,
which would be nice.
Now,
and obviously, there's
that didn't cut very easily at all to get it out, so it is a good thing if you want to keep some sealed. Get a couple, because it's really not easy to get them out of the box in a neat way. I mean, it's okay. I had the cut through the book part.
Yeah, my plan in the UK is to get two when they're available over here. One to keep carded and one to open up. So I can,
have you not pre-ordered them yet?
No, I think there's only one or two places which pre-ordered them, but I've got another supplier who has already said that they'll get them for me. So I'm just waiting for that.
So plastic tray, nice. And here's staff, and we'll pop them out here. Now we haven't got any of the other, like the Super7, other React series, the G.I. Joe, or the other toys in the line. I thought about the React ones were the older 5-point articulation Joes rather than the articulated ones, but that could have been one of the other Super7 lines. I know people are hoping that they would do 6-inch versions of these. It's going to depend obviously on how well they sell. It's quite nice that it's kind of nice that they're smaller, but it takes up less space, and obviously it makes them completely different from the originals.
It fits into the other lines, and I guess it's one of those things. Since they've got the molds, they can just scale them up. They could add in some additional articulation if they wanted to do the larger scale, which would be interesting to see.
Just upscale. I'm going to try and see if I can get this out.
It'll be in theory, there should be a lot less variants on these than there are the original toys, where there are so many different variants, weapons. And
we have him out. This is. They've done the eyebrows really well, because that's always one of the things that they're really nice.
It's one of the things that always I'm always reminded of the model sheets, because we sent that through for MFA when they did their statue, because it was quite a standout look for Darkstorm, which is quite nice.
That where we have the paper, there's one sheet which is just his eyebrows, isn't it? And so that is really good compared to that design.
Helps to give it that kind of animation look, same as the colours through it. He looks like it's closer to the original toy than the Leoric in terms of the colour schemes. Again, I'm looking through a camera, so
it's a lighter blue than obviously big reflections,
which makes sense because the toy isn't really matching up with the
and
Pantheon.
a bit lighter green, but he's a lot closer to the original than Leoric is. But that head sculpt is fantastic for cartoon accuracy.
And they've kept the fake clip, which is interesting. I guess it's a flat version they've done rather than the ridged version. If you tip it down slightly. Yeah. There's two different versions on the original toy, so it's interesting to see which one they would have gone for.
You got the chest shield is a bit, that seems thicker.
Yes.
It is definitely quite a lot thicker than the originals, but still the same shape. And you can see actually the hologram sticker doesn't quite fit in fully, but it has the hologram in there. It does change colour, so you can see it going from blue to green as I twist it to the size. The pins on the shoulder is very similar to the original toys as well. In terms of the back, obviously Visionaries toys, the original figures, one of the things that made them different from the Joes is the screw was behind the chest plate rather than at the back. So kind of interesting that they've kept it on, obviously, because then they can do the backpack.
Yes.
But they could have still had it under the chest plate. But that's because it came off, didn't it? And obviously this is
separate piece. Separate piece. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's on the back. The backpacks are interesting. They remind me a little bit of the old A-Team one of the 18 figures had like a gas tank style, part. Obviously, they never had them, but the whole reason for that is that clip on the side.
Yeah, that's interesting. And the blue on the arms is closer to the toy, I'd say, than the animation model. But it looks like where they've adjusted the green on the thighs is kind of like thigh pads. You go around from the front. I believe it's so there. I think that looks like it's going to be larger than the original toy, which is more accurate to the character model, where they did extend further up the legs.
Articulation wise, obviously, it's the G.I. Joe rubber band in the center. The legs, it's limited in the movement up because of the molding. So it's only really about there that you can get to, but it has single knee joint. There's no ankle articulation or anything.
So not 90 degree on.
And it's a
X plug, isn't it?
X plug on the bottom part. Yeah, with
the stamps
on it. The bands are quite tight, so it's almost like a He-Man style snapback, which I guess the Joes did do, but maybe as it runs through. The shoulder pads are pretty cool still. Same articulation as the original toys, and again the shoulder articulation, like the originals, limits how far they can move up. His shoulder pads are larger and squarer than the original toy. The original toy was more angled, so he had a bit more shoulder movement.
Yeah, they came up, didn't they, on the original one? Whereas cool. That's closer to getting to the cartoon where they're flat.
Yeah. And his helmet is pretty awesome. It has the
it's quite a nice representation of that kind of mix homage to both. It is, I guess, really like the toy in general. It's kind of a hybrid of animation model and original figure, where it's kind of taking cues from both. And obviously, as you know, for some of the early concepts, some of their head, which will be a whole other video. A lot of the design choices for the original toys were from where it was going to be extended. Some of the pieces on like the shoulders and the heads, and like because I believe the horns were going to be more kind of like a ram.
The staff looks nice, has the pointed base at the bottom part. What I find interesting is the little dot on the front.
Same as the
which, had the original one, but there are some of the originals where they put the hologram on the back by mistake.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things again that we've got, and we'll do more information as we're updating the website, and then eventually on like the book and everything in terms of the variances. There's various variants of the staffs, hologram placements, whether it's on the front side, the back side, injection molding points. There's various differences. That's quite nice because that looks like it's quite thick when you do the side kind of like profile view of that, which is nice. It's going to have less bend because a lot of the old ones would
it's a lot
warp over time.
There's no real bend on that at all. It's completely smooth on the.
Yeah, it would be nice if they added a bit of detail on the
and
on the rear.
A lighter shade of gold to the original plastic, which Visionaries gold plastic never had the old 80s GPS issue that Transformers had.
No, it's different material. Yeah,
which is weird because it was again like 87. So
it was earlier, wasn't it?
Would have been made at the same time as a little bit earlier than some of the Pretenders and stuff, but yeah, they never had the issue that Transformers had. But that's pretty awesome that having the backpack, being able to have the staff. I know there's been a few custom stands and things.
Well, it works for the standard, and again, it's kind of closer to the original episode where before they get the totems and everyone's got the standards on the back.
So the stands are smaller.
Does his weapon fit in there as well?
And here is, this is his weapon.
If you take the standard out and then flip the weapon upside down and see if it goes up the back, because there was a scene in the cartoon where it's kind of if you do it upside down, because you can start to recreate one of the scenes where he's holding his staff in his hand and then the weapon's kind of like on his back. I think it's supposed to be dripping on
It's a little
the
fiddly
shoulder.
getting out. So at least,
But it fits. That's quite. That's interesting.
The only way that I can find is that you have to take it off in order to clip it through. But yeah, you could do it upside down.
Yeah, it's quite nice. So yeah, you can recreate.
Wasn't that when he was climbing up before he got his powers, possibly? Kind of a shame it's kind of a shame that there's not two clips. Because if there was a clip on both sides, you could have had the weapon and the standard
storage.
Both sides on the back, so that way you could have stood and have the hands free.
That could be something if anyone from Super 7 is listening and you're looking for improvements for the rest of the range, which hopefully the toys will sell well enough to do that. That could be a nice addition to add in.
Obviously, that only worked for some of the weapons, but you couldn't really do it with. I mean, Ectar obviously came with a vehicle, so it'd be interesting to see what they do.
Actually, there's very few, isn't there?
Sindor would be able to hold it. Leoric's. We'll find out with Leoric's one with your staff a little bit later.
Well, it depends on the whip, the length of the handle on the whip.
Arzon and sort of people like Cryotex as a small handle.
Yeah, very rectangular though. Arzon's funny because there's so many different versions of his weapon in terms of the sizes and thickness from the original ones.
Difficult to get his weapon in that hand in a neat way, to the point that actually by doing my first attempt, I've completely bent his thumb in. So I would expect that these figures may end up at some point of having a lot of them where people break the thumbs off.
Yeah, stress
because it bends in, so that's gonna hopefully doesn't stress up too much. But there is.
It's a nice, really nice representation of the weapon as well. It's a lot they've gone with a thicker shaft so that it doesn't warp. But I did wonder when they were doing the weapons how much of whether or not they would recreate the original weapons from the toys in the show, or if they would just come up with their own ones.
It's part back. I'm pretty sure that is the same design part as well with the axe. But yeah, that is Darkstorm. Nice. He does look really neat and cool. I've any Joes I've got here are from the Transformers G.I. Joe crossovers, so I haven't got any Joes for them to stand next to. But what I do have actually, before I get Leoric out, is this is one of the 3/4-inch Spider-Man toys from Hasbro, just as a comparison. And obviously, my loose Visionaries are in the garage. So I've got out one of the Picture Box Customs figures to sort of show the size comparison. So this is him against Draculon. So again, kind of like 3/4 of the size.
Chest hologram though looks really nice again through a camera, but from a distance as well. It's got looks like it's quite clear.
And Visionaries obviously was one of those. Well, it was the line back in the 80s, which was a little kind of different. I suppose there wasn't really anything the same. Star Wars and G.I. Joe was either 3 3/4 inch. Then you had Mask, which was smaller. You had Visionaries, which was larger. You had He-Man, that was larger still. You had Bravestar. What's Bravestar? 8 inch? Bravestar was sort of. I'm looking around. Bravestar was bigger than Thundercats, wasn't it? So the 80s toys were a bit odd. They weren't all done in the same scale. Whereas now, Super 7 obviously have lots of different licenses, but normally it's actually probably the most common size now. I guess it's 6-inch toys. Star Wars Black, G.I. Joe are 6-inch toys. A lot of the Japanese figures that are done are kind of 6-inch style. So the 3 3/4 inch has only kind of come back a little bit near the retro lines through Super 7 and a couple other companies, and then obviously Joe as well. So it's. I mean, is it surprising they went for 3 3/4 rather than 6-inch? Is it just down to cost? It would just cost that little bit more if they were to upscale it to 6-inch, and it's a bit cheaper when it's a brand where, let's face it, we don't know how popular it's going to be. There's still love for the characters in the show by people who saw it, but not so many people kind of saw it originally. So this is Leoric. Again, first thing that I look at is the face sculpt. I haven't got the original here, so we'll have to do a comparison later on. But
The chin's more defined, which is off the top of my head more accurate to the cartoon tune than the original toy. It's wider jaw, yeah.
That looks like it. That the moustache and eyebrows are also a different shade of brown to his
Yes,
hair.
slightly lighter. Yes.
Well. I love the Leoric design, that smooth part. These are the figures are really good quality. They're really smooth as well.
But again, a close design on the moustache.
The turquoise is a lot more like faded out grey style rather than greeny turquoise colour, which is kind of a bit of a shame. But I'd have to look back and check with the cartoon, is it actually more accurate? But they still got the same spike designs on the legs and on the arms in the same place.
Which was going to be, that's part of the original design, wasn't it, from what I remember? Yeah, and the bit, yeah. If you just come back to the face a second, I just want to just, yeah. So the hair's much closer to the cartoon in terms of the style. The same as Darkstorm was as well, and they tried to go with the kind of more pointed eyebrows from the show. It's just a bit thick, and the moustache is longer and slightly more curved than the original toy, but closer again to the character model, which is pretty nice.
It looked like it was missing a part of his eyebrow on one side of the head, but that may just be a reflection of my camera on there. The line hologram, like, kind of looks right from a shape, but I can't get a clear view of it on my camera, and I can't get a clear view of it in real life. I can't see the details of the face, like, at all. Whereas Darkstorm's is a lot clearer.
Well, your sticker is also off center on that toy on the hologram. Darkstorm seemed to fit really well within the chest shield. It's skewed through,
but I can't see. I can't get anything clear for like any sort of face. It is there, but you can't see that. Maybe because it's smaller, but you can't see the details much.
Yeah, they've changed the leg. The legs have changed. Well, I guess again because it's smaller. It's on the original toy where he's got like the spike straps going around. It's kind of three. You've got a band at the top, and then you've got like the kind of double crossover, which is being simplified from the toy at least. I can't remember if the cartoon model has 2 or 3.
Nice articulation. The pins in the arms, the head, slight movement to the side, and a slight nodding action, same as the Joes and same as the original figures. But yeah, it's really cool, especially like having new scaled down Visionaries. The helmet is fairly not as soft as the original soft Leoric version, but you wouldn't class it as a hard helmet. So actually, that's really nice.
Yeah, it all fits really well together.
It looks like the W style design is a little bit bigger than the original, but it's that softer rubber material.
Well, it holds a shape because the original toy for the soft helmet, it would come out of shape a lot, which is why a lot of the time you see them, it's got it rather than being straight lines. Finally, the firm whip, not quite the same shape as the original prototype.
Yeah, there is obviously. Well, most people, everyone as far as I know, has the soft whip weapon version of Leoric. There is the hard whip version that's seen on the prototype. Don't know if it ever got made out into full production.
I've seen one example online, or one image which looked like it could be it, but it's also possibly where someone has just glued it into that shape.
It's kind of a shame though that it's just straight and like no curl.
Yeah, but it's more. I guess you can get the action of him having it. I guess let me back with it. It's
it is kind of that is the whip action, but
well, normally it would curve. It's kind of a shame that it would be nice, but maybe again if they do a larger one where they can give him more accessories. If they could have given him a couple of whips, like one when it's like
kind of on the back, curling down.
Well, curled up because he had it on his side, and I just checked, and yeah, the legs. Where it has the 2 straps, that's based on the cartoon character model as opposed to the toy. Like we said for Darkstorm, the new toys, they're going for more of the cartoon accurate versions, but with some of the homages from the sorry.
He's standard, so really nice. Again, has the two like pins on the bottom part, the top part of it, slightly squarer design on the top, the two roller parts. What's nice with Leoric Staff though is it does have molding on the back, whereas Darkstorm's is just flat by design. And then you can see the owl. Sort of is again. It's hard to get on a video. It's not very clear. Again, in terms of the face,
yeah, it looks very blurry from again through a camera, but
you can get you get the basic idea of it. And there is in blue. So the blue version,
and it is a different shape. So what they've done is where they've got the like the horns, if you will, on the top of the standard, they are a different shape to the original toy where they went out. It was more kind of curved, and went out. It didn't really come back in on itself. Again, I can't remember off the top of my head if the cartoon was more like that. I imagine it would be, because it looks more like the designs that they would have done.
It's a bit of mold image.
I haven't found an image for it quite yet.
Yeah.
Well, there's and there's that name on the back as well. Part of that's where it's been cut off from the injection. And then, quite nice that they've got the ridges on it still on top of it.
Now his backpack is actually pretty sweet, because if you think of the back of the original Leoric toy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They've kind of designed it up.
I think it has to go that way. That is the design for that. So you just. In fact, it is a bit tighter, because this can go in and just hold through, and then shove it on his back. And that's pretty. I have to admit, that is pretty cool, having the two of them with their standards on the back. Something the originals couldn't do. You had to use blue tack, or later on get some of the custom stands and things to do that.
Yeah, they changed at the bottom. The edge of the standard is, but no, they generally look pretty nice.
These are really cool. I wonder who they're going to do next. Would it be Arzon and Kravex? Would it be Crytek, Sindar? Will they do more than just two characters?
I would imagine.
Depends on how well they sell.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I would imagine if they sell, because there isn't a huge amount, they would do more than just two, because it's a little bit harder then of who you would do next in terms of people's favourites.
Do they do Gladria and Virulina?
I suspect so.
Not done originally. You then have the two male, two female characters.
Well, they'd sell well, because they haven't. But obviously, having never been any official toys of them, just like the 3D printed ones, whether it's Picture Box Creation or the original ones, who I've forgotten the name of the chap that did those.
Plastic Crack,
yeah,
and the custom ones. So I'd suspect that it probably would be Virulina and Gladria being numbered, if they did it, number 2, 3, and 4, so second wave release, and then after that, you'd assume Crytek and Sindar would go together. Probably Arzon and Kravex with being flying, and then you kind of Quick and Lexor.
But you think at that point you would start to do larger waves, and I know, and hopefully they will sell so that they can move on and do the rest of the season 1 characters, including the women. It'd be nice to see some of the season 2 toys come out officially as well, but also all of the other characters from the TMS series and the Star Comics as well. People that haven't had toys
they could do
in any sense.
They could do Haskell and people. So yeah, it would be really cool if they can. Hopefully they sell well, and we can get the rest of Series 1 and then on to Series 2. I reached out to them sort of to say again, like, hey, if they want Series 2 information, get in
Oh, you
contact.
think of all
we have the paperwork.
You think of all the character models that we have for the background characters, like the various different guards and things that there are as well, that there's kind of turnarounds for. Could be done.
I really wish I had the STCC toy here to do a comparison. I'd love to know what it was like.
Merklin would be nice.
I think the STCC one is a deeper blue.
Different colour,
but these are really nice. In person, the colours are fantastic. The quality of the build's great. They're nice and smooth.
The limb scales feels like better than the STCC one, and it looks like the joints are nice and tight as well. So
they're stiff. They stand really easily. That backpack clip thing is right. So I'm not down that, but the backpack part is great. So they'll be great to display. And then I've got the Cardi one. So yeah, they are very nice. If you like Visionaries, definitely go and get them and support it to get it to come out. So it'd be interesting to see if they come out in the US in stores. At the moment, I think it was just through Super7's site itself.
I haven't seen a lot of people who have had them arrive in the US have opened them up, but a lot of people seem to be keeping them sealed, which again is quite a common thing now. And obviously, they're the first toys for Visionaries that's come out for a while, so it's nice to actually see some of them opened up. Get more of a feel.
I'm sure there'll be more people doing that. I think it's they only shipped them 2 weeks ago, so they'll still be arriving across the US with postage. But yeah, these are really nice. They're gonna ship from Germany in Europe is their distribution center. It looks like so pretty sweet. And hey, 2026 new Visionaries toys. Was that 39 years after the first release? I think it was 87, wasn't it? So that's pretty cool. Hopefully you get yours sooner rather than later, Steve. But I haven't really got much more. Is box versus loose. I'm glad I've got both. Because it's when you first see that, you take out the box and you see again the Visionary art logo and artwork and stuff. As much as I really don't like the white eyes, that's like pretty cool. It's humorous, the images on the back. They're kind of the ones that you just standard cartoon image.
Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah, it's just really nice to see Visionary stuff coming out, and they're really nice toys. Cool. So that is the Super7 React Wave 1 Visionaries toys, Leoric and Darkstorm. If they release more, hopefully they do, then we will buy everything that they make for Visionaries. We'll be doing a lot more Visionary stuff on the YouTube channel, on the Facebook group, through X, Blue Sky, and we'll be redesigning the visionaries.net website to...
it started again. Version redesign number 6.
Make it more available. We've just been adding more and more paperwork. We have more, what was it, about 30, 40 sheets that we got recently. And then one day, hopefully, we can get back to trying to plan out to do the coffee table book. That would still be great to do. It's just time. And we need to stop buying more bits, otherwise we keep adding to it. So, yeah. Anything you want to say, Steve, by the end?
No, I can't say.
Other than how jealous you are that I've got these and you haven't yet.
Well, yeah, it's. I don't know when I'm going to get my hands on them. Looking forward to it. They do look really nice, which I think everyone was hoping for, and then it's kind of would they actually turn out to be good? The packaging in general is, I think, a nice representation. There could be some improvements, like you say, like to the totem for Darkstorm, but
and
overall,
bring back the rhymes on the packaging. That's
yeah. I mean, I guess it's going to be collectors who are going to buy them and know the rhymes. But it'd be nice if anyone who generally collects the React figures and says, "Oh yeah, I'll pick those up," but doesn't know them. It would be a nice way of people discovering the powers. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting them in hand. Looking forward to hopefully seeing more of them. And yeah,
they are really nice. We'll do when you get yours, then we can do some more videos with the STCC version. You've got some other loose Leorics as well, some of the prototypes for Leoric and Darkstorm that we can do some comparisons to. And the Mighty Mugs Leoric, which I do have one downstairs somewhere. But trying to compare it to Mighty Mug is a bit weird.
I always forget about the Mighty Mug. Yeah,
no, so do I. Super 7 Visionaries, out now in the US. You can buy them from Super 7's store direct if you're over here. Probably various other collector's stores in the UK. A few collector's stores over there. Make sure you get them to support the line. And that's it for me.
Catch you later.
Transformers at the moon. Fantastic.